If you're missing the upcoming Pacers games and your team competes with some of the best teams in the league, open our mobile app for the upcoming promotional schedule.
And we're featured to be here for Backpack Day. Bring the kids in to get a free Pacers backpack. And don't forget about our bobblehead giveaway day. Come to the game, grab the family, and get a free Boomer Bubble.
We have a fun giveaway coming up, Pacers Nation. The first 10,000 fans to arrive will get their own Pacers calendar.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. Joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Shams. When you look at last season, what a step forward for the Pacers, going into the in-season tournament championship, making the Eastern Conference Finals. Grouping now for Indiana. Obi Toppin's checked in for Miles Turner. Aaron Nesmith comes in for Benedict Mathurin. Shepard's checked in for Andrew Nembhard. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Halliburton. Then for the 76ers, Martin, he's checked in for Martin. Kelly Oubre comes in for George. And MP subbed in for Gordon. And if you talk to guys who know MP, who grew up with him, they'll all say that he lets his game do the talking.
And he's got a very business-like approach to himself when he's on the floor. MP can dish it back if you come at him, but for the most part, he's letting his numbers speak more than himself.
MP doing a nice job with the quick catch and shoot, not wanting to waste those touches.
Taking a look at the 76ers, Martin is out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Oubre. Then it's MP. And it's Maxey in at the point. And the basket is good.
Well, he could have earned some style points there, but he really doesn't need to use the fadeaway when he's that wide open.
There's 47 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Maxey kicks to Oubre. 5 to shoot. Outside for Martin. Here's Drummond. That 3 off the mark. Pacers leading by 5. The drive by Siakam. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. Brown is checked in for Shepard. Then for the 76ers, Joel Embiid comes in for Andre Drummond. And it's Lowry in for Maxey. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Lowry dishes to Rice. Back to Lowry. Shot clock at 6. Embiid with a screen on Brown. Another miss by Philadelphia. Pascal Siakam getting it done for the Indiana Pacers. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And taking a look at the Pacers' performance here, guys. What are your thoughts?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
They've got Tyrese Halliburton. Aaron Nesmith is out there with Toppin. And there's Jackson, and it's McConnell in at the 1. So that's the group out there for Indiana. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Thanks, Kevin. Tyrese Halliburton has become the face of the Pacers franchise. He says they've done a great job of allowing me to spread who I am and how I play throughout the organization. The guys and the coaches have adapted to that. Good things are happening. I want us to be the best team in the league. Kevin, he's certainly taking me in the right direction.
David, I'm infatuated with this guy as you are. He does so much at such a young age. Man, the sky is the limit.
We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide open look.
And Shams, I've always wondered, watching you, reading you, when did you first fall in love with the NBA? And when did you decide to cover it?
Really, when I was around 10, 11 years old, I grew up in Chicago right as the Bulls dynasty was starting. I wasn't quite old enough, but I was old enough to see some of those scrappy Bulls teams in the mid-2000s. And basketball was always a part of the national discourse, but also part of my life playing it, and then now being someone that's able to inform the audience and the public.
You know what? I'm looking up and down this table. I think we all feel the exact same way. Embiid sets the pick for Lowry. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And you're not going to find a much more determined scorer than Lowry.
Some changes for Indiana. Miles Turner comes in for Jackson. And Andrew Nembhard's subbed in for T.J. McConnell. Martin's checked in for the 76ers. Gordon comes in for Oubre. That one drops. He ties it up. Hey, Shams, you're always on the pulse of those league-changing trades. We certainly saw some impactful ones last season.
Across the board, the Pacers, the Mavericks, they made deep runs, and they did so on the back of some big trade deadline moves. Those are transformations that excite all of us to witness. Even New York getting OG Anunoby at the trade deadline. This is a league that's built on capitalizing at the moment and striking when the iron's hot, and we saw multiple teams do that this last season.
Yeah, that trade deadline was phenomenal for those teams you mentioned. Really impactful.
Halliburton is just one of those young guys that has a really well-rounded game. Makes shots pretty much from anywhere on the floor.
Halliburton hits them both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
In the corner, it's Martin. Back to MP. Inside. And Shams, we know you are so connected and on top of so many great stories and players and trends in the NBA. I have to ask, what is your... like I'm talking to my teenage daughter. What is your screen time like? You've got to be in front of that computer and clearly in front of your phone every minute, or at least most every minute of every hour of every day.
It's not as high as it needs to be, Kevin, I'll tell you that much. And thankfully, it's not always like that, but certainly at the biggest times of the year, free agency, draft, trade deadline, it is certainly up there, almost in the 19 to 20 range. Kevin, what's your screen time? I feel like you might have a high screen time. You want to be plugged in. I know it.
I take 2 months off in the summer, but for those 10 months, it's 7 days a week, a lot like you. But I know how much happens in the offseason. That's my interest in sitting next to you here courtside tonight, is that you're watching this game, but your mind is always thinking about this and that, and it never ends. Like, you must not get much sleep. You cannot get much sleep, right? My goodness.
We do get sleep, but your off season is my season, Kevin, and I want to make sure as we get this season going, I'm able to inform you.
And you always do. You always do. Embiid's shot is good.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. Oh, wasn't that wonderful? Easy to see why Shams has so many sources around the game. He's so easy to talk to.
Yeah, it's all about relationships at the end of the day. When the conversations come easily, that suits his purpose as a reporter.
Benedict Mathurin, he's checked in for the Pacers. Then for the 76ers, George comes in for Joel Embiid, and Maxey's subbed in for Gordon.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Yeah, things are starting to look up. I mean, they're making amends for that slow start, finding a rhythm right now.
Here's Halliburton. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. This their first chance this season playing the Pacers.
And they really took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
Exactly. 2 top teams in the conference. They want to continue that success this season as they look long-term towards playoff seeding.
To the inside, here's Toppin. Excellent D there from George.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
And their offense is really clicking right now.
Playing with a lot of energy and really taking it to the defense.
Pass to Martin. And here is MP. Good if it goes. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's Philadelphia. with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Looking good at this point, but wanting more. We'll return shortly. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the score. Changes here for the Pacers. Obi Toppin's checked in for Miles Turner. Neesmith comes in for Benedict Mathurin. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Halliburton. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Andre Drummond's checked in for Joel Embiid. Kenyon Martin Jr. comes in for Martin. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for George. And MP subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Taking a look at the 76ers. MP out there with Tyrese Maxey. Then there's Andre Drummond. Then it's Martin. And it's Gordon in at the 3.
Love seeing Gordon work in the pick and roll. Great at pulling up to shoot once the screen comes his way.
And Nick Nurse, Greg, the 26th head coach in 76ers franchise history.
And Kevin, known for his creativity and that outside-the-box thinking. I think it's a good fit with this forward-thinking front office.
Maxey kicks to Gordon. From outside, off the mark. Pacers trail by 4. Neesmith with the bounce pass. Here's Siakam, who scores his 6th bucket from the floor with that one. He's shot the ball 11 times.
With a harmonious blend of length and strength, Siakam has become a dependable interior scoring option.
McConnell against Maxey. Here's Rice into the lane. Toppin pulls it in. Indiana's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. A shot by Nembhard, no good. Maxey looking it over. MP outside. Back to Maxey. What a play! Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
That really could be a morale-crushing three-pointer, fellas. What a way to head into the fourth quarter.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Philadelphia 76ers. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up. Tasty room service dime right there, boy.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. And it's time for an injury report. And now David Aldridge has an update for us on Joel Embiid. What's the news, David?
Hey, guys, the head athletic trainer of the 76ers updated me on the situation. He said the foot is really sore right now and that he really can't put any weight on it. It's amazing. He's good to come back into the game. In fact, Kevin, he's already back in the game.
Thanks for the status report there, David. At least we now know, Greg, how he's doing.
Yeah, when you talk injury, the unknown factor is always a difficult thing to deal with.
And, you know, for him, just watching his teammates unable to contribute, that's really a helpless feeling.
We've got Isaiah Jackson. T.J. McConnell is out there with Tyrese Halliburton. Then there's Aaron Neesmith. And it's Toppin in at the 4. So that's the group out there for Indiana. The Pacers making a switch here. Nembhard's checked in, and then for Philadelphia, Yabusele, he's checked in for Martin, and Gordon subbed in for Kyle Lowry. And that one drops for him. Halliburton's got 20.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Well done, the Pacers Breaker Dance Crew.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. And it's Gordon penetrating. Makes it off the glass. And the 76ers lead by 4.
Like how Gordon stays low to the ground, keeps that center of gravity anchored. Quick driving inside, and excellent finishing at the basket.
Halliburton deciding where to go with it. Right wing. Toppin passes to McConnell. Over Rice. And the shot falls short this time.
Boy, he's got to be disappointed in the result there. I mean, the defender really didn't make any impact at all.
Pass to Oubre. Here's Yabusele. And a miss there on the triple. McConnell against MP. Jackson with it. Jackson, a screen on Gordon. Halliburton for three. The rebound by Yabusele. Philadelphia leading by 4. Outside Gordon. Embiid sets the pick for Gordon. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. He can't hit that time. Halliburton for 3. Offensive rebound. Here's Nemo. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Siakam is checked in for the Pacers. Philadelphia also making some changes. Minutes into it. So the 76ers win it. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and